Yes, guys. Ryjack back with another stream. We are here post City winning the semifinals of the FA Cup. Very exciting game. Actually, that's not really true. It was kind of a dead game for the first 70 minutes or so. And then the last 20, it did pop off a little bit with 3 goals in, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. Really fun end to the game. Of course, it was a bit nervy, bit I don't want to say scary. That's a bit harsh, but a bit scary. A bit scary. It was. It was. City go down 1-0 to a basically Southampton's only attempt at the game. It's a wonder strike in a way. And then we have to respond. We respond really quickly with the Doku goal, which was heavily deflected. And then Nico G obviously scores a screamer, which puts us 2-1 up, and we do go through 2-1. So I mean, it was fun. It was a fun watch along. So I do appreciate everybody coming through and watching that with me on the channel here. If you are new, do hit subscribe as well. Appreciate that, of course. If I pull up the game here, we can have a look at kind of what I felt like, give my reaction to the game, because I don't particularly think it was bad, but I don't particularly think it was very good either, generally speaking. James Trafford had basically nothing to do on the save. I don't think he should be getting there. I mean, it was pretty much upper right hand corner. He's at full stretch. I don't think he's getting there. Maybe Donnarumma gets there, but again, I feel like probably not. It was a very well hit effort from Azaz, the Irish Southampton player. Pretty big time goal, we got to admit, especially for an FA Cup semifinal at Wembley. Credit to the guy. For the back line, again, not a whole lot of defending. Maybe John Stones should have closed down Azaz a little quicker on their goal, but he did have quite a bit of space, and maybe I have to watch it again. Maybe it's a midfielder who should have closed him down a little bit better, not allowed the space to take the strike there. Ryan Cherky did give the ball away, which led to the breakaway there, which led to the goal. So, in a sense, I mean, I don't want to say the goal is Cherky's fault, but he does give the ball away, unfortunately. And it wasn't really a full-on Ryan Cherky game. It was trying things, but nothing really came through his attempts. And that tends to happen. Cherky is a bit of a moment player. I've said that multiple times on here. Sometimes he will have super impressive adios moments, and it's like, wow, what a player. And then sometimes when those moments don't come, it's like, what did he really do? Not a whole lot. Adios says, first, I'm City Edits, by the way. Okay, cool. What a rocket from Nico G. Yeah. What a rocket, man. It was a one of the best goals of the season, for sure. Especially given the moment, the player who is not really playing, he steps up big time and had a good performance. I was talking about the back line here. Nathan Ake, John Stones, both generally pretty good. I was happy with them coming in and us not having to play Husanov, not having to play Margehi, Diaz unavailable as well. So, that's good. Good rest and rotation. I know some people were really frustrated with the rotation and with the rest given to our heavy hitters. Like, Haaland doesn't come on until the 70th minute. Nico O'Reilly the same. Savinho, Doku come on at 58. And it's like, did we need to make such big changes? And I know there's a school of thought that's like, play your main squad, get 3 or 4-0 up, and then, you can make the subs at halftime, something like that. But again, that doesn't, what if you're not 3 or 4-0 up? Then they got to play the whole game, and there's extra time. I felt like the move was to rotate, given our fixture congestion that we're going to have over the next month or so. Time to sell Diaz. Potentially, I don't think the club will be doing that. I don't think, considering the squad we have. Like, if you think about the center back room, Nathan Ake, there's links that he's leaving the club. We already know John Stones is leaving the club. And then you have players like Gehi and Husanov as the top two center back options. You also have Gavardiol coming back from injury. Then there's Ruben Diaz, fourth. And the fifth choice player is potentially going to be Max Aline next year if he stays. And the other option would be Vitor Hayes if he comes back from loan. So, center back room is stacked. I don't think, unless you want to buy another center back. Oh, due to injuries? I don't know. Is he really that injured? Is he that injury prone? I feel like he's not that injury prone. Ruben Diaz. So I don't know if it says injuries on here, but if I take a look, currently injured, said to come back early May. How many games has he played over the years, season by season? 35, basically the same last year. He's on track for roughly that. 45, 43, 40, 50. I mean, so he's good for 40 games a season at minimum. I don't know. I'm personally okay, I think, with Ruben Diaz staying. Just my opinion, though. I get the sentiment. I know people don't want to stunt Husanov's potential minutes, and that's why people want to get rid of Diaz. Is Naipan back from loan? He is not on loan currently. He is with the EDS squad, the under 23s. So I don't know if that's super promising, considering, we bought him for what, 11, 12 mil, something like that. Do you send a guy like that to the EDS? Not getting minutes at Middlesbrough, potentially. He's with the under 21s EDS, I guess. At 19 years old. Let's see his Middlesbrough minutes. 21 games at Middlesbrough. That's not great in the championship. I guess he was only there for half a season, but you probably would like some G&A at least. 21 games. I don't know. I'm not sure on Naipan. I feel like Naipan was a punt, and maybe we'll see. Maybe go back on loan next year. Potentially. We'll see. If I am still continuing to go over the game here, which I think we can. You can do a little bit longer on this game. Big time performance from Mateo Kovacic. Was very impressed with his first minutes in some time. First start in quite a while. I know he played, I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks ago, but first start in some time. He was very good. Looked class on the ball. Looked class just in the game. I don't think he is going to stay, and I don't think it's that big a deal, honestly. I know that people say things like, we need Kovacic for the experience. That's pretty crazy. I don't think it's that important, to be honest. I think experience by the fans is a bit overrated. Who are we after? Transfer news? We can pull up some transfer news here. There was nothing really today, but the other day had quite a bit of news here. Actually, let me do this. See if I can pull it up this way for you. Go to my bookmarks tab, because I have some saved in the file, so we can take a look. If it'll load for me. Yeah, right here. Here's the latest bit of transfer news here. Enzo Maresca, obviously, is the leading guy to replace Pep. Currently, no update on that. Newcastle interested in James Trafford. I think he's definitely leaving in the summer. Asking price of 35 to 40. I think that's probably fine. I don't think you're going to get much more than that. Enzo Fernandez is a new name being shouted out there. The other big names at the moment are Yan Diomande and Eli Krupi, as well as Rafael Leao. There's been some Leao news. I don't think I have it saved here, but I can pull it up. Rafael Leao. See if it comes up. There was a bit of... This says United is the top source here. There was some move, some links to City a couple of days ago that I did see. There's one. Several Premier League clubs have made inquiries. At least 2 clubs are involved, but there are no official offers or negotiations so far. So, it's very general, the link to Rafael Leao, and I personally don't think Leao is that good, at least in my opinion. There's another one. Manchester United, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Obviously, for the City, Portuguese forward could leave around 60 million, viewed as excellent value. I don't know. I'm not really a big Leao guy personally. No point in Leao. He's not the same player. Yeah, he's had a bit of a downward trend in his career path. Kind of peaked very early and he's gone back down in terms of not being that guy much anymore, unfortunately for him. I think Trafford could have done better with the goal, not to save it, but maybe not do the hop, and he might have had a chance to save. Maybe, potentially. And I mean, he is a humongous guy as well. I know we always talk about how Donnarumma is such a humongous human. Trafford's actually taller than him. He's not as wide and stocky as Donnarumma is, but he does have length as a goalie, 6'7", so maybe a better positioning. He could potentially get a finger to it, but I'm not going to blame the guy too much personally. There's a lot of discussion about which players are leaving the club, of course, and it's pretty difficult to see a world where there's not major change this summer. And people don't like change. People don't like that. People are, like to say, let's finish the season. Let's not have this conversation now. But I like the conversation. I think it's fun. I think it's interesting to do stuff like figure out who's going to leave, who would we like to get in the door, that type of stuff. I'm interested in squad building, so I like to go over it personally. My dream signing is Yildiz. Fairs. I've heard tons of people talk about Yildiz. I got to see Yildiz play in person in the Club World Cup when Juventus played City and we dominated them. He was very good, a bright spot on the day, although we smoked Juventus that day. My first game ever seeing City, Club World Cup, in Orlando, in the pouring rain. It was awesome. Yildiz, though, was one of the best players on the pitch. He was very, very impressive. Yildiz is amazing. Yeah, he's really good. I like him as well. If you look at the players who are probably out the door, I mean, it's quite clear there's a lot of names that are going to be out of there. Trafford is gone. And if it's not Trafford, Donnarumma is gone. Regardless, we have to get a new goalie in the summer, but it's going to be Trafford. Rico Lewis is gone. That's 2. Some people want Diaz out, but I don't think he'll leave personally. Stones and Ake, that's 4. They're both gone. Mateo Kovacic is 5. He's gone. I think one of Rodri or Nico G is going to leave. I don't see a world where Rodri decides to stay, sign a new contract, and Nico G is like, yeah, no problem. I'll continue here. I think Nico G is gone in that scenario. In the scenario where Rodri leaves, then maybe Nico G will stay, but we'll still be signing a Rodri replacement. So it depends on who that is. Could be both of them leaving. But I think most likely now it feels like Rodri potentially is going to sign the extension, so Nico G leaves. That's 6. Reinder's under some tough criticism lately, Could he leave? I don't think so, but maybe. But we're at 6 for sure, or a good chance. 7, Bernardo, definitely out the door, already confirmed. People want to sell Phil Foden. People want to sell Savinho. Omar Marmoush, I think, is leaving. That's 8. I'm at 8 players at the minimum are leaving this club, which is a heavy amount for sure. Get him for 85 million plus Savinho swap. Unfortunately, it feels like Savinho is not going to be leaving the club, and we can do the Savinho discussion. I don't think he's necessarily a bad player, this Savinho. But it is hard to argue with 80 games and 6 goals. That is pretty atrocious return for a winger. He has played 80 games and gotten 13 assists, which is nice. 13 assists is cool. I appreciate the assist. But, why are we down here with this season here? 3 assists this year in 35 games versus last year, 45 games, 10 assists. Why the drop-off? 1 Prem assist, no Prem goals this year. He had 1 goal in the Club World Cup, which I also saw in person, and 1 assist. And these don't really count. You take away these 3 games because we're not really counting the Club World Cup. It's even worse. It's really 3 goals, 2 assists for this guy in 32 games. That's a goal in 10. 1 goal in every 10-ish games. It's pretty poor. in my opinion, this Savinho season. Last year showed promise. This year he did not build on it. Not helped because he did get injured and missed. What are we gonna say? 2 months. He missed 2 months, which is not great. But even before that, he wasn't playing well. Since coming back, he wasn't playing well. He's had decent moments here and there. Worst player on the pitch. I keep telling everyone, do not use Marmoush. Oh, Marmoush is the worst. I got you. I thought you were talking about Savinho. Unless it's against Newcastle. Yeah, I know, man. It is remarkable, though, because Girona, at a younger age, he had 11 goals and 10 assists in 41 games. I mean, that's very good numbers for a La Liga winger. It just is. And going up to the big boy leagues and Man City and the Prem, it's not translated. Originally, the assists did, but now it's just you're getting no GA at all. And I know people watch that game, and he had the chance to score an open net, doesn't score that. He has a shot that's pretty weak, and he gets saved. Like, it's annoying seeing the failures of a player that I feel like could be good. He just is not at the moment, XG is even low, like 40% of the league. Non-penalty XG, 40%. 15 shots. He's not getting shots off or on target, really. He only has 10 shots on target in the whole Prem season for a winger that's played, 600 minutes. It's not great, in my opinion. The hold-up play is not good. He could have gotten 2 assists for Foden. Talking about Marmoush again. Simple pass across the box twice. 2-0 City, but Marmoush chose to be greedy. He is a bit of a selfish player, I think, as well. Unfortunately for him, Marmoush is just... He's kind of a guy that wants to get his own. He's not much of an assist guy. He's not much of a find the open man guy. If we pull up the Marmoush numbers, I wonder what his best season assists-wise ever was. 13 assists in the Bundesliga, mind you. 9 in the Bundesliga, really, in 17. Last year, he only had 1 assist in the FA Cup. This year, he's got 3. 3 Prem assists. So, not a huge assists player. 56 games for City, 4 assists from a striker. It's not great. Only thing good about Marmoush is the pace. Might need to delete before Talsif sees. Talsif does really rate Marmoush, but even he's got to admit, this guy has been down this year, man. It's been a bad year for Marmoush. It could not have gone much worse, probably in his own mind either, 600 minutes, 1 goal, 7 starts out of 17 games. He was injured. He went to AFCON as well, which derailed a bit. He's not playing very much, which surely doesn't help him in terms of getting in a rhythm. Like, look at these minutes played, man. It's brutal. It's brutal. Since March, the last about month and a half-ish, 60 minutes, 34, 0. International doesn't count. 13, 0, 0, 0, 71. That is crazy. And then you get the Newcastle games, man of the match. Those 2 Newcastle games there. An assist in the other Newcastle game in the Prem. The one time he does pretty well. 73 minutes, no minutes, 68, 58, 90, 45, 61, 91. He was getting some consistent minutes in February, but since that, it's been so limited. Out of the last 5 games, he's only started once. That's pretty bad. Free my boy, send him to Atletico. Send Marmoush to Atletico. I don't know if Atletico would buy Marmoush. I feel like he'd probably do better in not the Premier League, considering it just feels like he's not adapted very well. I know he's got a lot of people who like him. He's a likable guy. He seems like he's got talent, but whenever he plays on the pitch for City, at least this last year, it's been so painful to watch. Like, it just doesn't fit the squad. He doesn't fit the style we play. He doesn't fit positionally. It's very strange. In 5 months, Haaland had more assists than Marmoush does in his whole City career. Rebuy Alvarez. I don't think rebuying Alvarez is really on the books, probably, considering he left because he didn't want to be backup striker to Haaland, and that would still be the case. Although I did love Alvarez. He was so fun at City. Constantly pressing. Good goal scorer, good assister, gave effort. I liked Alvarez a lot. I love Haaland a lot, but I won't be mad when he's gone and we get another striker. I loved Alvarez. Dang, Elias is a bit heavy criticism on Marmoush there, or on Haaland there. I don't know about that. Haaland, yes, had a poor run of like a month or so, but he has been pretty good since then. Once again, he's back playing pretty well. Career at City, he's going to get 200 games and have 160 goals. That's about as good as you can ask for any player in the world. He has improved his goals from last season. Last year was his worst season at City. 38 goals this year, 8 assists in 52. Some of that is the Club World Cup, of course, so you can subtract 3 and 4, so it's 48 games and 35 goals. I mean, it's really good. It's really good numbers there. He's not quite hitting 1 goal per game, but nobody in the world hits 1 goal per game, really. When we lose Haaland, we'll struggle. Donnarumma smacks the ball forward. Haaland holds it up. Play escape the high press. True, yeah. I don't know what you're gonna do if Donnarumma's your keeper and you don't have a big target man. It does feel like that's one of the decent bits of play we have is finding Haaland. I'm not saying I don't like Haaland. He's one of my favorites, but sometimes I'd rather have someone who ain't a ghost in the final. Sheesh, that's a bit harsh as well, man. I know he doesn't particularly or hasn't scored in a final on occasion, but if you think about it, is he the reason we get to the final? Probably. A lot of times he's the reason we actually get to a final. So it feels harsh to me to blame, single individual performances when he's had very good performances throughout most of the season. He's still the Golden Boot leader, 24 goals in 32 games. Could he get that to 30 by the end of the Prem season? Probably not. He'll probably end on, 28-ish goals. Getting it up to 30 would be pretty nice, though. 30 up from 22 last year, 27 the year before that, and then obviously the record-breaking year, 36. I mean, honestly, if he beats 27, it'll be his second best goal-scoring season in the Prem, which is actually pretty good. Yeah, great point. His worst season would be most people's best season. Absolutely, it would. And people don't like that because, the first season he was here, he got 36, and that's what they expect every year. I think it would be great at Atletico Madrid because he's very good when he's partnered up with a second striker. As an Atletico fan, I would love him. And said he could get Igor Thiago instead. I don't know if Igor Thiago would come to City, considering he's balling at Brentford right now. Maybe he could move to, I was going to say Spurs, but that doesn't probably make sense. Spurs might be going down, so we'll see. I don't know if there's not really a good backup striker option to replace Marmoush when he leaves. You'd need a player who can play striker but also can play on the wing or also can be a midfielder. He cannot be a sole striker like Haaland. It won't work. It won't work because Haaland's just going to play all the games. How many games have we played this year? It's got to be close to 52, Haaland's probably got the most minutes of everybody on the team. I'd be guessing. It's up there. If it's not the most, it's up there. So it just makes it really difficult. But I love him. Sometimes, yes, disappoints, but I like where the team going for the future. Nice, yeah. I do like where the team's going. We are continuing to build and progress forward and get better. That's what it feels like, Even Ederson did that, smacks the ball forward. He nonstop did it to Haaland when it was very high press. So it's not just Donnarumma. True, but Ederson also had the ability to do other things, which Donnarumma does not really have, unfortunately. Swap Marmoush and Savinho for Alvarez. Hey, Ramsey, I wish. We just talked about that, but Alvarez won't accept that. I don't think he'll come back as long as Haaland is here. I don't think so. I like the idea, but I don't think so. What are our main needs in these next 3 years? Well, if you're going to say next 3 years, the biggest need is the new manager for sure. The new manager is the biggest need because even the Pep inners forever, Pep forever, don't think like he's gonna be able to be here past next year. I don't think. I don't think there's most fans who think he's gonna sign another extension. It feels like once his contract is up, he's done. Or even this summer, he's done. So that's our biggest need, in my opinion, is getting the right manager to replace Pep. And it's basically an impossible job. It's basically like impossible, It's replacing Sir Alex Ferguson. It's replacing Arsene Wenger. It's just never going to be easy job. It's almost an impossible job because the winning will not be as high as it was under Pep. It just cannot be, So maybe the next manager, you get someone who's, I hate to say like a stopgap manager, but a manager who builds for like a year and continues to build on what Pep has done, but we kind of accept we're not going to quite win as much, and if things go bad, it's no big deal. We can go get a big Don who doesn't have to be the guy who replaces Pep, which I don't know if I like that strategy. It's just, I'm just talking out loud. I'm just talking about out loud, Maybe Voltemata. I don't know about Voltemata. He had a hot start to the season, but he kind of seems pony, Yeah, not fair at all. Ederson cooks Donnarumma with his feet. What about Havertz? I think he got hurt, but I don't know. I don't know what you're referring to. Like signing him. I don't think Arsenal would sell him, but that prototype of player I think is fair. Is it fair? Like a similar player to Havertz, but not Havertz himself, because Arsenal will never sell. And I don't think he's good enough anyway. If we win the treble, I think he's gone. I also am of the belief he's gone if we even if we just win the Prem. Like we could lose the FA Cup final, and I still think we win the Prem. He's gone. That's a domestic double. Winning the Prem again for the 7th time? Like 7 Prems in 10 years. I mean, you win the league 70% of the time. Like that's insane. He's got a dip, Havertz too dodgy. The players you're talking about, Voltemata, Thiago, ain't City level. I do like Thiago. I just don't think he'll play. I think you need a little bit more positional versatility to do something other than be a striker as the backup to Haaland. Otherwise, you're going to get Marmoush minutes, which is 500 Prem minutes a season, and nobody's going to be happy with that who wants to come into City and play. I like the idea of Xabi Alonso, but what positional needs? Positional needs over the next couple of seasons is a good question. If you look at the club and the squad, if James Trafford somehow ends up staying, he can be our keeper for the next 10 years. But Donnarumma is going to stay if Pep stays, and Donnarumma is going to leave, I think, in a couple of seasons. So goalie probably is up there eventually. And you're not going to buy James Trafford back for the second time, but maybe a goalie in a couple of seasons. You're probably going to need to figure out the long-term right back position because Nunez is 27. Once he hits, 30, is he going to be the same? Probably not. Maybe that's Javaro Reed, that kid we're linked with, but I think solving a long-term right back this summer by signing a young up-and-comer is the move. Center back, I think you're locked in. You're good. The center back room is amazing for the next 5 years, probably. Figuring out Rodri's situation. Is he going to stay? Is he going to go? Very important, obviously. Turkey locks in the attacking midfielder role. Figuring out the wingers, which wingers are good enough, which wingers want to leave, who's going to come in and replace them. Is Doku going to be that guy? Is he not? Savinho, is he going to make it? Probably not. And then Haaland, you're good for 5 more years probably before he'll leave. The only way I'd take Havertz would be for 10. Yeah, there's just no positional need at the 10 right now. You have like 4 players who can play that. 90% of the time, Pep wins the league. What do you think of Areola? I do like this guy. Good shout. What's his name? Adoni? How do you spell that? I'll pull up his stats, man. if I could spell it, Iraola. Andoni Iraola. That was a tough one. Andoni Iraola. He wins 37% of his games at Bournemouth, which is, I mean, pretty good. Like, considering where Bournemouth are as a club, you know, you can't compare this to being like at City, obviously. 37% of his games, he wins. He's won more than he's lost. He's got Bournemouth. Where are they at the table currently? Like ninth, something like that. You know what I mean? I mean, the guy is doing an incredible job with Bournemouth, really, if we think about it. Seventh. They're in seventh place. Bournemouth are clearly like well above performance, I would say. Where were they last year? '24-25. They finished ninth. Year before that, I think it was still him. 12th. So I mean, he's getting better every single year. Like, the guy is kind of a machine. I like this Iraola shout. Is it fair to go from Pep to a guy who's never managed a big club? I don't know. Like, tactics, I think he'd have it, but does he have the ability to, like, manage personalities? That I don't know. That one I don't know. Good shout, though, for sure. Good shout. Would you rather rewatch 5-1 Arsenal, 3-3 Feyenoord, or 3-0 Madrid? Oh, gosh. That's an awful question. That's awful. Probably 3-3 Feyenoord, I guess, because it was like the least impactful, maybe. But that's brutal. I want another really good youth academy kid, like an O'Reilly, a youth academy prospect, but for a winger or midfielder. So I believe I wonder if I can pull up the City squad for the academy. Under 18s. I'll tell you. Not that I'm super familiar, but big time name is Floyd Samba. I've heard very good things about Floyd Samba from the academy expert, Danny. He likes Floyd Samba. And then the other guy, obviously, who is kind of lighting up the academy is Ryan McAdoo, 17 years old, winger. Came in for that 1 or 2 games this season, and he did score. 2 games in the FA Cup, scored a very nice goal. I don't remember who it was against. Maybe Salford, maybe Luton. Did we play Luton? I think it was Salford that he scored, actually. Salford that he scored. Big time one to watch. Ryan McAdoo and Floyd Samba. If Enrique gets bored at PSG, man, Luis Enrique would be one of my top candidates. Like, guy dominated at Barcelona, dominated for the Spanish national team, has dominated in Spain. It's very impressive stuff. It's 167 games, 118 of them. Like, plus, you know, you do keep the Spanish sort of links within the club, which I think, you know, the roots of this board are very Spanish. So I think they'd probably like that as well. Luis Enrique would be a great shout. Maybe he gets bored of PSG because he just win the league every year, especially if they win the Champions League again this year, which they could. I don't think they will, but they could. Maybe that'll be enough, and he'll be interested in the new challenge. You never know. Premier League is supposed to be the biggest challenge there is, but do you want to be the guy that follows Pep? Like, that's the other thing. That's the other one. It's difficult. The 3 all Feyenoord annoyed us all, though, because we was 3-0 up. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad, man. Shambles, that game. A shambles, that game. A major shambles, without a doubt. If you guys haven't already, do like the stream for me. I do appreciate that. Helps me out big time in the getting the people in here and helps the channel. So thank you. I do appreciate that. I'm trying to see if there's any other bits of news here at the moment. This is good. This is good. We like this. Phil Foden working in the gym. You know, trying to get back to his best. We like that. Because I don't know what's going on with Phil, but clearly he needs some sort of something. So, not that I'm, you know, expecting him not to be working on his game and whatnot and improving, but that's big time. What's up, Ryjack? Says Mastermind. How are you doing? How are you doing? This is kind of the big news of the day. Honestly, it is the game fixture scheduling situation. City are in negotiation with the Prem over switching the order of Crystal Palace home and Bournemouth away, either side of the FA Cup final, to give them 3 matches in 8 rather than 7 days, which would be obviously much better for us. People are pissed about it online, of course, because they're mad at everything all the time, and that's how that goes. But if you look at the fixture list, it is brutal. May 4th, 9th, 16, 17, 22, 24. Clearly, this is unsustainable. This Bournemouth game has to move, obviously. It's unfortunate that this game is on a Monday, really. But they're going to have to figure out what to do with that. So they want to move either side of the FA Cup final. So this game, Saturday, May 16th, they're going to obviously have a game midweek there. And then maybe move that one up to... Or no. Oh, I don't know. It would help to move Bournemouth up. Yeah, it would help to move Bournemouth up. Or Palace up, potentially. But I'm sure people don't like that. Do you think we can beat Everton and Bournemouth? Yeah, we can, for sure. I don't like the amount of games that is scheduled here. Look at this. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in 20 days. That ain't it. That ain't nice. That's very unnice, Get Enzo on till Jan, then get Enrique. Don't follow Pep. Get Enzo till January. You got to give Enzo a season at least. That would be crazy. Firing him in January, so he's just not the Pep guy. That's funny, though. I know Tonali's from Italy. Pisses me off how he's so desperate to get back to Italy. It might come to City. Tonali is the one that's linked with the club. So, I don't know. Man City's rivals do not believe Pep Guardiola's side should be given any special treatment, and talks over fixture scheduling were ongoing on Sunday night. See, people are obviously angry with this, but this is the proposed schedule here. May 9th, 13, 16, 19, 24, man. That is crazy. 4 days, 3 days, 3 days, 5 days. It's going to be extremely difficult. And they're not easy games either. The only thing you can maybe hope for is Villa are on the beach because they've just won a trophy, or they're preparing for the trophy, whatever that game is. I don't know. The run-in is crazy, guys. The run-in is crazy. It's definitely something to watch and monitor, because I don't know what you do, how you rotate, because clearly we rotate a full squad for this FA Cup game, and we don't look very good for 60 minutes or so. Don't want a player that doesn't want to join us over anyone else. Sometimes players take convincing, though. If you were a player and you were ready to move up from a club, and you said, I want to look at City and Madrid and Barca and Bayern, and City have to do their job to convince him that we're the best. Sometimes that's how it goes. Sometimes players are not going to just, pick you, and that's it. I feel like that's rare, to be honest. And even in America, in the US, there's a whole recruiting system where you have to prove to the person that you're the best fit for him. So that doesn't really happen, I guess, in England, but that's how it is, at least here. Give me a player you take from every Big Six club. Ooh. From Arsenal, I'd take Declan Rice, because I think he's outstanding. From United, I'd take... Gosh, I hate United. Probably Kobbie Mainoo. I think he's very good as well. Liverpool, I would take Szoboszlai probably. Or McAllister. Chelsea. Caicedo, probably. And I don't think I can say anybody from Spurs, but maybe Archie Gray. Maybe Archie Gray is a guy I think is decent. Difficult one there to take players from the Big Six. I don't like any of those guys. Anyway, that is most of the news for the day. I apologize for not going too long, but it is Monday evening, and I do have dinner plans with my family, so I do have to go step aside. But thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. Thank you for your participation in the chat as always, and leave a like on it as always as well. Subscribe, of course, if you're not new. We're almost at 1.1k subs. Thank you guys. I do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next